This is what the Black Air Forces mean to me, right? Only two people wore Black Air Forces in my school: people that committed crimes and Hispanic girls, and that's a fact.
Yo,
that's a fact.
all right, guys, we are here with episode 6 of the Sarutobi Sports Pod. You got me, John, Mr. Miles Francesa, the greatest over there,
First time, long time.
and Penn Rosenthal out here making big moves, new jobs and shit.
That's right.
Also known as Mr. CBS Sports.
Facts.
Mhm.
Just in transition himself. Grown man things.
20 points, Gryffindor.
And first off, you're not even Gryffindor. You're Ravenclaw.
I'll take that. I thought you were gonna disrespect me and say Hufflepuff, and I would have jumped right through the mic.
So you still go settle for Ravenclaw after you just deemed that you're Gryffindor. Now you're Hufflepuff.
Nah. You tried. No.
And I'm the sorting hat of the three of us. So yeah, you're Hufflepuff now. Sorry.
So you old, brown, and wrinkly. All right.
Oh, brown and wrinkly. You know it is
Sounds
old,
like
brown,
my
and
ball
wrinkly.
sack.
I was gonna say my wallet, but you want to go there. That's cool. All right, John. Let's start the show, man.
All right, and couldn't contribute to that conversation, but yeah. First, honorable mentions in sports this week. Team USA won a game, and the Yankees did Yankee things, winning except for tonight, which yeah, whatever,
Oof.
doesn't matter anyway. And then the Mets lost, and then they won some, so stayed pretty middle of the pack. Anything else outside of the big thing this weekend? I think I'm missing.
Outside of that, it's just really tennis. Nadal won the men's US Open, and then Serena lost that joint, unfortunately.
A Canadian girl who my mom don't like.
My mom don't like it either.
She says she's mad snobby.
Mm.
But hey,
But-
you going against Serena Williams? You're 19. I'll probably be snobby too.
I'd be in my bag. Man, look, if I was 19 and knocked off like Federer or something like that, or Nadal, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Big facts.
I'd be talking my shit, not gonna lie.
Word.
I will say though, I am liking that a lot of black representation in tennis right now.
Yeah, yo.
Oh,
the children
man.
that Serena spawned.
And that's a fact, man. Like, yo, when Naomi Osaka and Coco Gauff played against each other in I think it was the third round, like everybody was talking about it. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
Venus and Serena really made this possible. Like,
Yeah.
they really opened those doors for black women in tennis. That's such a dope thing. And somebody that didn't really get enough credit, Taylor Townsend, like she was doing her
Yep.
thing, working her way through, even though she lost in that third run.
That was her best run this year.
Yeah, and nobody really seemed to be talking about it. I'm like, yo, like she was actually putting in work before she lost. But
Didn't she lose to the Canadian girl?
oh yeah, she did. But she was doing her thing, man.
We got like 4 now. You got Coco Gauff, Naomi, Taylor, and then I think we forget about Sloane Stephens. I know she wasn't in this tournament, but
yeah,
I mean,
you're
US
right.
Open, but because she was the one that knocked off Serena initially, right? She was the first one to.
She was the first one, and then
like
Osaka.
a year and a half ago.
I think that was Wimbledon 20.
Osaka was last year.
Osaka was US Open 2018, and Sloane Stephens was. I'm pretty sure it was last year at some point. But yeah, you're right. I feel like people forget about Sloane Stephens, like how we forget about Gabby Douglas. Is always everybody always talks about what's the other gymnast girl's name? Yeah, that's it. Everybody always talk about Simone Biles.
All right. Anyway, back to sports. Yeah. So this week's episode is gonna be pretty much just about the NFL. There's nothing else really going on. We basically covered everything in that like 2 minutes. But it was week 1, and for me it was great.
Before we even talk about week 1, let's talk about the main situation going on in the NFL right now. Let's talk about Antonio Brown.
This man wildin'.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is he wilding or was he playing chess, not checkers?
Well, I mean, up until tonight, I mean,
Yes,
I think
up
he's
until
wild.
tonight.
I mean, like, all right, I mean,
Mind you, let's not include tonight because
Yeah, let's not include tonight.
There's
we're
a
not
lot of
including
speculation. There's a lot of speculation
Exactly.
going on. We don't really know.
okay,
We got to get the full story. Got to
Okay.
hear both sides.
All right, all right.
Not writing off a victim at all, but want to get the full details. Timing's a little suspect.
Right.
True,
I don't
true.
know the full details either, so it could already be leaning towards shit looking well for him, which I'm pretty sure it is anyway.
But yeah, in regards to the whole Raider situation, I mean, it just feels like it was something. I mean, now looking at it, it seems like he didn't want to be there at all because he really wanted to be with the Patriots. But in that same breath, like if we take that aspect out of it, all the things that led to him getting cut were of his own doing. Him getting fined was his own doing. He missed practice because he was throwing temper tantrums about his helmet. It had nothing to do with his feet. If it was just like, if he just said, oh yeah, my feet aren't healed yet, he probably could have still done his whole helmet situation, but not have been fined because he would just been missing practice due to injury. But he purposely missed practice because of the whole filing all the grievances and things like that. So the team fines him secretly because nobody knew the team fined him until he goes to Instagram to post it. Oh, look, even your team does you dirty. Like, my guy, you missed practice. There are ramifications. There are ramifications to your actions. Like, I don't understand this. And then gets into the fight with Mike Mayock. And then it's like, all right, now because they took away his guaranteed money, he's like, all right, I don't want to be here, which I understand. If you're not going to have guaranteed money, leave. But you can't play the victim in the sense as you didn't have a part to play in them taking away your guaranteed money.
But was this checkers, not chess?
Oh, no, yeah. What?
Because there were stories coming out saying he was asking people what he could do, which to me, you could literally just be like, yo, fuck y'all, release me. Either way, you're ruining your image to other teams, regardless of how you get released.
I don't know. So before, I really wanted to give Antonio the benefit of the doubt, and I really wanted to believe that, yo, this is just him trying to figure out like how to be comfortable in his own setting and
not drugs.
Well,
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, and that's worse for Rick James. But anyhow, yeah, I was really hoping that this was a real life thing, but I'm convinced now that he just didn't want to play for the Raiders. And the worst part about this whole situation is that literally when he got released at 4:00, he got picked up right by the Patriots. So it makes everything a little like I'm a little bit skeptic of how this whole thing went down. It doesn't make sense because why would the Patriots just scoop him outside the fact that he's a great player?
Yeah, but and the Patriots apparently wanted to trade for him, but the Steelers wouldn't do that. Right, because why would the Steelers trade for the Patriots, especially after what happened Sunday night? But I'm not really sure. I just think that AB he had to finesse his way to New England. I think this is what was his way of doing so. But wait, did he sign an extension when he got to Oakland? He did. So my thing is, why sign the extension? So you're losing on guaranteed money unless it's your way to create a bigger stink. But also at the same time, like everyone, like the Pats have a reputation for being shady too. So it's like, I agree. Like I want to like AB. I did like AB, but my son went off the deep end, or he's been playing chess this whole time. I think the crazy thing is that a lot of people forget that Drew Rosenhaus is his agent. So I think for him to force his way off of the team, he had to have done this purposely. And I think he wouldn't have done this without consulting his agent. Like he knew literally exactly how to cost himself of his guaranteed bread, so that way that the Raiders would be inclined to release him. Because if he got his $29 million, best believe the Raiders would not have released him. It's wild. I don't put it past either of them on like the Pats or Antonio in setting this up. It's funny because when you're like the worst part about this situation, I expected to just be that the Pats are most likely going to be in another Super Bowl. I mean, anything can happen, and we'll see. With the new information that came out tonight, as well as his fit in Belichick's world. But, on paper, this is the best receiver Tom Brady's had.
I mean, I would say so. At this point in his career, I think he's more in his prime than when Randy Moss was.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I thought Randy was towards the tail end.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Randy still killed when
Yeah,
he
he did.
got
He's
right
Randy
now,
Moss, but he wasn't like he wasn't in
Yeah,
the
he wasn't.
middle of his prime.
Yeah, that's. But you know what's funny? Like even if AB doesn't work out in New England, like we all had New England going to the Super Bowl or at least get into the AFC Championship game anyway. So like that's why it was
All roads
like
pass through Foxborough.
exactly. So it's like AB or no AB. It's not like the outcome would have changed. Like we,
Mhm.
the
It
Patriots
doesn't
were
affect
always
the Patriots. It
they,
affects
they were always going to get
the rest of the league.
Yeah, they were always going to get there. Like now, it's just a matter of which NFC team can beat them. Because
Mhm.
but and you want to like AB. It's hard not to like AB. But after this situation, it's like, yo,
It's real easy not to like AB.
he's just especially like the whole freedom thing. Like the Raiders didn't do anything bad to AB. Like John Gruden loved this guy. Like he loved this guy. You watch Hard Knocks, like he literally talked up AB the whole way. Was with him through the feet thing. Was with him through the helmet thing. Like he was 100% on board with
John
Antonio
Gruden gets
Brown.
enough like shit that he has to deal with that getting shit from AB is not one of the things that he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Even when yeah, I know y'all heard when AB released the private phone call with him.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, and he said you can use audio for that. Apparently, I saw.
yeah, he definitely did. And he said, he's like, why don't you just shut up and play football? He said, and AB said he's more than just a football player. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no
bro,
one's
but,
taking
like,
that away from you, but that's not what the like.
But it's not even like he's using his voice for anything. It's not like he's, like a Colin Kaepernick actually doing something for like, let's say the community or for like raising awareness for a social issue. He's literally just doing this because for his own ego.
mhm.
And that's like like we talked about last week. These are professional athletes, but they're people too, and everyone's entitled to their own shit. Like, yeah, sometimes you just want to say your shit or be your own person, but at the same time, it's like, yo, like for him to even before being like, yeah, I don't need football. I did all this shit. I don't need football, shit like that. Like, that's cool. You are more than a football player. No one's saying that you're not. But guess what you're getting paid to do right now? Right now, you're getting paid to play football. So we're just talking about the football part. Be your own man outside of football. That's cool. But like, your football coach just needs to know if you're going to be there for the team to know how he should plan. And he would like if you were there.
Yeah.
He's not saying you can't do other shit. He's just like, yo, like, do you, but like, play football too. Like, come on.
I mean, in the biggest team sport, he is being the worst teammate. Like you not being at training camp and at practice makes you a bad teammate because you don't get the repetitions with your quarterback and your other teammates. You're not as familiar with the playbook, like
Especially on a new team.
exactly. And Derek Carr was excited to have AB on the team, so it's not even like he was alienated by anybody. He alienated himself, and if that was the move he wanted to do, well, then he succeeded. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just this is a very big blip on his career, which is if all things go considered, it should be a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I don't know if I said this last week, but no, obviously I didn't because this wasn't happening last week. But I was telling somebody earlier, when it comes down to whether he's considered for the Hall of Fame or not, it's over for him. He's not. He's never going to be a Hall of Famer just off this past week alone, because everybody always wanted to come at T.O. for being a bad teammate, for being this, for being that, and it took him a couple years to make it to Hall of Fame. If it took T.O. his whole career being slandered and being called a bad teammate and acting a fool on the field and doing whatever, Antonio is never making it into the Hall. Just off of the principle that he literally sabotaged an organization to get released, made a whole public scene about it. And honestly, I can't even, compare T.O. and AB because who knows what would have happened if social media was as popping as it was then as it is now. But what I will say is that nobody has ever made this much of a wreck in the NFL to the point where AB is really the bad guy in all senses. It's just it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, he really lucked out, and it sucks because like so likable as a player. Homie was on Dance with the Stars. My mom loves him. Like, and then you just do all this nonsense. And like again, like be your own person. That's cool, but like, come on, man. Like you said, like you just sabotaged an organization that did nothing bad to you. You know what I mean? They wanted you there. Like they wanted to accommodate you, especially an organization that's trying to build something.
And all jokes aside, I'm really happy that they won yesterday.
Yeah.
Because that win
I picked them
was,
too.
man, whatever. But what I feel like they would have lost had it not been for AB acting the damn fool. However, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm glad they beat them and exposed the Broncos for being trash. Poor Von Miller.
I can't even say poor Von Miller. He got his ring.
He got his ring and he getting paid.
Yep, there it is.